For those who are just beginning, learning how to serve, a lot of times servers will utilize the underhand serve. Server will hold the ball in their non-dominant hand out in front of their body. They'll create a fist with their other hand. A lot of times a player will try to hit the ball on their palm, nice flat spot on their hand, dropping the ball slightly before contact is made. For those who can serve overhand, the proper technique to serve overhand, a player will hold the ball in one hand, again their non-dominant hand, out in front of them. This is all part of the ready position. Similar to hitting, a server wants to make a bow and arrow. Toss the ball 2 to 3 feet high out in front of their body. As the server steps and swings through, they contact the ball with the harsh, strong surface of their hand right here to try to create a float serve. Server will get in the ready position. Float serve should look something like this. The jump float serve. A jump float serve, a server will utilize a 4-step approach. The whole time they're keeping the net square to their body. A right-handed server is going to take a step with their right, a step with their left. They're going to toss with 2 hands, elbows bent to help control the accuracy of the toss. After the ball is tossed, they'll step again with their right and their left foot, jump and contact the ball, try to float serve. It'll look something like this. Last serve I want to talk about is a top spin serve or a jump serve. Again, the server will make a 4-step approach. Generally, a server will need about 15 or 20 feet to effectively utilize this serve. Server will take 4 steps, with the first coming at the same time as the toss. Server will step, toss, and finish with left, right, left. This approach is really similar to a hitter who would be spiking a volleyball. A top spin serve or a jump spin serve should look like this. First thing a hitter needs to be concerned about when they hit a volleyball is their footwork. They need to make sure that they're making the right footwork so that they can hit the ball the same every single time. So a 4-step approach should look something like this. Right, left, right, left. The second thing a hitter needs to be worried about as they're taking their approach is what to do with their arms. So as a hitter's taking their approach, they need to make sure that their arms swing back right before they jump to maximize the optimal jumping ability of that particular player. Of their approach, the first 2 steps, they don't need to be doing anything with their arms. They can have their arms straight down by their side. As they're taking their 3rd and 4th step, the arms need to be coming back. And on the 4th, the arms explode through as the player jumps. The arms should look something like this. The third thing a player needs to be worried about as they're taking their approach is what to do with their arms. A lot of times we like to tell players to make their arms look like a bow and arrow. When a player makes a bow and arrow, we like to make sure that they have their offhand or their left hand for a right-handed hitter reach as high as they can, which again optimizes the amount of torque that the body can get. It's a good guide hand for your right hand as you're swinging through. So the bow and arrow, as you get up to take your approach, should look a little bit like this. The last thing a hitter needs to be worried about when they swing and hit the ball is where to place the ball. A hitter can do a few things when they spike the volleyball. A lot of times a player will hit line, which is where they make their bow and arrow. You swing and you hit straight in front of your body or right down the line. Another thing a player can do is make their bow and arrow and hit cross court, which means they're cutting the ball away from their body. Block a volleyball. Again, one of the most important things for a blocker to do is to be ready. So ready position for a blocker, we want to make sure that the knees are bent. You want to make sure that your elbows are in, your hands are in front of your face, in between the net and your face. A blocker needs to be ready to move, either ready to move to their left, ready to move to their right. As soon as they see the setter set the ball is when they react. We have our 4 fingers perpendicular to each other. Then we bring our thumbs so that our thumbs are parallel to each other. We don't want fingers sticking out. We just want to make sure that we have a nice, smooth wrist and hands, that our platform is together. Once we get our platform together and the ball is coming, we need to make sure that we keep our arms straight. Your arms should look a lot like this. First thing we need to be concerned about is the shape that we make with our hands. We want to make a shape with our hands that looks just like a ball. So if the ball were to be put in your hands, that's the shape that your hands should look like. As a setter, or when you set the ball, you want to make sure that you're setting the ball right above your forehead, so that if the ball came through your hands, it would hit you on the head. The setter should take the ball about right here, right above their head. Finally, a setter needs to worry about, after they set the ball, they need to push through and extend, almost like they're flying like Superman. Extend those arms, legs, body, and finish square to your target. I want to show you a few live sets. There we have a few sets where I focus on my shape, where I'm taking the ball on my forehead, pushing through, and finishing square to my target.